All right, period 3, financial algebra. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Good morning, Alyssa. Melina, everybody. Let's see here. You guys can turn your video on and say hi. How's everybody doing today? Feel free to turn your videos on and your mics on, guys, so I can hear your voices. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Or good afternoon, either one. Matthew, Alyssa, Ashlyn, Melina, how you guys doing?
Hi, good.
I'm good.
Very good. All right, let me send out a little message here. Make sure you guys get your workbooks out, red pens and calculators. Oh, I see Alyssa, Kylie, everybody. You guys get ready there. You're gonna need a nice little workspace. We're gonna actually do some mathematics here together today and starting our discussion, our first lesson. So you need your workbook and your, I'd say red pen, calculator, all that kind of stuff. So I'll type that in the chat here as everybody comes on in. See, period 3, 36 people. We have a lot of people. All right, let me see. Is it Jaren, Mia, Jonathan? All right, it's good to see you guys. Please turn your video so I can see your smiles, get to know you guys, get to see the faces behind that computer. All right. Yes, right. Yes, very good.
What did we need to pick up from school then?
Oh, some people needed help with the notes. Their printer wasn't working, and so what I did was I went to school, printed off the notes for the lesson that from the video, and
Okay, so if we didn't need that, we don't need to go to school.
exactly, very good. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, throughout the year, throughout this time, as we go online, if you guys need some help with me printing the notes, or you don't have to worry about the workbook because you already have it, but if you guys need help on things, I can do that and go to school and make sure you guys have that for access. You guys, please turn on your videos, okay, so I can see you guys. You're going to need your workbook, red pen for corrections. Okay, red pen for corrections. I'm just typing this in the chat as I speak here. And you're going to need a calculator. So if you have a TI-84, please take it out, or you may use Desmos scientific calculator on your phone. If you guys downloaded that already, you probably did given your previous courses. Okay, so if you haven't, then you should do it. Calculators and calculators to participate, because we are going to work together today, and I'm going to ask you guys to participate and give me your results as we go through the lesson here today. That's what it's all about, okay? Can't hide behind the computers. You got to work with me and do your best. I can't, no, it's hard to do all this all at the same time. So participate, hang on. Okay. Oh, so Jonathan, you said you did 1 through 4 in the textbook, not the workbook. Okay, we're going to be in the workbook. So Jonathan, do you have the workbook? You guys got to turn your mics on and off here so you can speak to me here. Do you have, Jonathan, do you have your workbook? Okay, I think I lost Jonathan there. Okay, so yeah, Michael's here. Very good. Well, it's good to see you guys. Get ready to participate here. Like I put in the chat, get your workbook, red pen, and for the corrections in your calculator here, and I will work with you guys. Hang on for a second here.
Mr. Ainsworth?
Yeah.
My Zoom says it's having a problem with audio and it wants me to restart my computer.
Okay, well, then if you have to do that, go ahead and do what you have to do and then come on in and I'll meet you whenever you get back.
I think I'm gonna wait until it starts to have issues.
Yeah, so I know you're here. So you do what you have to do and then I understand. Okay. All right, we have almost everybody here. We have a big class here. Let me turn off my music in the background. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna go to presentation mode and we're gonna talk about a few things that are really important. I know I sent out a video that hopefully you guys watched last night, but I wanna go over everything while you guys are here live with me. And so let me share my screen as I usually do and go to Canvas and share the new resources that are up and ready for you guys. So let's go to period 3. Give me a second here. I'm readjusting all my screens so I can see all you guys, all you whippersnappers. Okay. And there are a lot of people with your videos off. I would really appreciate it if you turn them on, you guys, because that lets me know that you guys are actually there behind your computer. All right. Elijah, is that a cup of coffee that I see right there, buddy? No, just some stuff. Okay, so let's get ready here and let's go through the different aspects of the of Canvas because I added a few things that you guys need to know about. And so let's go through the different aspects here. So let me see, we have 30, I'm missing 6 people here. They're coming in. Okay, there we go. So just to let you guys know that if everybody gets on time, then I start on time and then we also finish early too. So which gives you more time to do what you guys need to do because we are going to go through a lot today. We're going to get most of our first section done together here in our session. And there's going to be part of it that is going to be finished at home. So let's go through all those different aspects. And I want you just to make it, let's ask questions as we go. Don't wait till the end. Don't be quiet, okay? Just turn on your mic and ask questions. You don't have to raise your hand. You just have to turn on your mic and ask questions. So let's talk about homework protocol. So how you're going to submit your work. So this is what I talked about last night when I sent out my video kind of late. I apologize for that, but it took a while. And you guys are going to need to take or be able, you need to learn how to convert your work in your workbook in each section to what's called a PDF. When you do that, make sure when you're done with your work to put your name at the top in ink in your own handwriting. You have to show all process, and we'll talk about that more specifically here in a minute when I get the actual workbook out and actually work with you guys. And you need to check your work with the answers that are provided in student resources. I'll go over that. And then you got to convert it to a PDF. So there's 2 main programs that teachers use. I use Adobe Scan. Okay, give me a show of hands on the screen, please, who already has Adobe Scan loaded on their phone or downloaded on their phone. Okay, just a few students. This is what a lot of teachers in my department, the math guys, use. Mr. Alex, who I work with in financial algebra, he uses Camscan, but they do the same thing. So if you haven't watched this short little video clip, you need to. You download it on either phone, whether it's an iPhone like I have or a Android, it doesn't matter. You download it and then you use the app to basically take a picture of your work. It automatically converts it to a PDF and then you link it to your Google Drive, guys. And so it automatically gets linked to your Google Drive or your Dropbox, depending on what you guys have. You guys have to learn that kind of technology. You can go, from this app, you can even email it to yourself, but that's the slow way to do it. The best way is to link it up with your Google Drive because you guys have a Google account and then go from there. And then what I would suggest you do is since it'll be on your computer at that point is I would, this goes out to everybody, I would form a folder, and you can do this as we speak right now. I would put a folder on your desktop, call it Financial Algebra, And I would, inside that financial algebra folder, I would make subfolders, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, all the way up to 11. So as you do your work in your workbook, you take Adobe Scan or Camscanner, which takes a picture of it, but it converts it to a PDF. This first section looks like it's 5 pages long, guys. So 5 pages. So what, you take 5 pictures, but the program, the app, converts it to one file. And all you have to do is upload one single file from your computer up to Canvas. And I'll show you where here in a minute. And then as long as you know how to do that, then I get to see it and view it and give you credit for your work. We cannot take pictures and send it up as pictures or upload as pictures, only PDF. So everybody has to learn the new format. So it doesn't matter whether you use Adobe Scan or Camscanner, but you gotta learn how to use the app. So let me pause right here. Give me a thumbs up if you understand, or simply ask a question. Give me a physical response. Not everybody's giving me a thumbs up, so do you have questions on that? So I'm here to help you. Because we have a...
So that app's mandatory?
Well, you got to get something. Yeah, because you have to convert it to a PDF because you can't upload a picture, a JPEG file. So it's hard to view for teachers, JPEG files, which are picture files. So every student, unless it's like a Google Doc, you don't even have to worry about it. But if it's handwritten, like most of our work is in mathematics, you're going to take, you have to convert it to a PDF. And that makes it easy for teachers. It doesn't matter which teacher you're working with to view. So you pick your program. I like Adobe Scan. I've been using it for years. Camscanner, which is what Mr. Alex uses, says that's an awesome one too. You just have to get used to it because you're going to be doing it tonight when you're done with your work for the first time. Okay, so let me go back to the main page. You guys are responsible for asking questions as you go, so don't sit there passive, okay? Get involved. So look right here and go into your Canvas and go into what it says student workbook. Here we go. Now, I use what's called a Surface Pro, and you're gonna see me do this. You've already seen me do it already, but you're really gonna see me do it today. I do everything digitally on my tablet PC called a Surface Pro. There were a few students in period 1 that have Surface Pros or tablets that you can digitally write on them. And if you have this kind of technology, guys, then you just open up Student Workbook 1 right here. You just click on it and it'll be downloaded and you select Open. And this is your workbook in chapter 1. This is what you guys should have worked on last night. So 1 through 4. Not the textbook, but the workbook. Okay, so this is used for in case you want to do it digitally. If you guys have the right technology, you can use it. If not, then you just use your workbook. Okay, so let's go back here. So that's there for you as a digital resource because some students have the same technology that I'm using. More importantly, let's go into the next folder here. It says Student Workbook Answers. Check that out. Go ahead and open it up. And you guys should be working on your computer simultaneously as me. You guys should try this and check this out. I expect everybody to check their work. So when you open up Unit 1, in fact, when you do this, when you open up this file, you'll see all the answers in bold. I would actually print it off and keep that accessible. This is what I print off because I have to work through all these examples here, even though I have a set of answers, which Mr. Alex and I give you guys. You have to justify and show your work. You have to figure out how to get to these answers. So this is not sufficient for submission. Okay, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute. But you should print this off. You can even do it as we speak right now. Have this off to the side, and as you practice in your workbook, in each section here, you check your work as you go. And you're gonna find out that there's a lot of calculator work, guys. And I'll be honest with you, when I was working through this lesson, I made mistakes on the calculator too. And when I checked it, I figured it out, modified my work, my calculator work, and then I went on. So it's really important that you check your work so you know where your questions are. Some of these you will not be able to get. Maybe you don't even know how to get them or the method. So that's when you mark it with a question mark and you come to me and you say, Ainsworth, you know, how do you do these things? All right, so that's there for you guys. Very important resource for you guys. And like I said, just jump in, turn your mic on at any time, and if you have questions. This one's new too, right here, Zoom meeting recordings. We record, or all my meetings are recorded automatically. And after the session's done, I get a hyperlink in my email, and I'm gonna post it here. So that just in case you guys have missed a day from time to time, you can go back in here and watch the meeting. Okay, I wouldn't suggest being absent, because if you do, you will get behind and that won't be any good. So, but it's there for reference. Okay, let's talk about where you're gonna submit. So over the past few days, you watched the video assignment, of course. And oh, you know what I need to do is let me go back a page here. I have to go to student view. I wanna show you what it looks like from your point of view. So this is the student point of view. So let's go into the assignment. Let's keep your eyes on the screen here as I walk you through things here. I'm gonna click next, because you guys, I've already checked, most of you, all but let's say 3 or 4 have walked through the assignment, which is good. So let me go to student workbook here. So you have to submit later on today. Hang on for a second, I have someone asking me a question. Let me just check something. Okay, so a question in the chat. If you guys are reading your chat from Kendall here, do we leave our answers as wrong when we send them to you, even after we look at the answer key? No, what you should do, you just get out your red pen and correct it. And then, of course, I'm going to be working with you today, because I'm going to be doing a lot of the other problems with you in our session today. So, and I'm going to start at number 4 here in a minute. And if you made mistakes, correct them in red. And then when you come to session, ask me, I will help you out with anything. And then again, do your corrections in red. And then later on after the session, you use Adobe Photoscan, scan your work and upload it. All right, so you always do your corrections and then upload. Kendall, does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let me just go back here. So let me show you what it looks like on this side. So later on tonight, after you do 1 through 11 and 13, we're skipping 12 there, you're gonna hit the submit button and look what comes up. So you have to choose where your file is. So theoretically, guys, you used Adobe Scan, you converted it to a PDF and you linked it to your Google Drive or your Dropbox account, whatever you guys are using. So you select choose file, and then you go on the computer where it's located. Like I have a Dropbox, if you're looking at my screen here, let me enlarge it here. So on the screen, there's a Dropbox, there's a OneDrive, which is kind of like a Google Drive. So I can save it anywhere you want. So I would suggest, highly suggest for everybody here to format a folder on your computer, maybe on your desktop or wherever you like to put it. Call it financial algebra, and inside of it, call it chapter, make subfolders, chapter 1 through 11, and put all your work in there so that you know exactly where all your work is. So as we go through section by section, you can access it, upload it, and then go from there. So once you choose your file, then you hit the submit button, and then I take a look at it and I see if you have actually attempted it, and then I also make sure that you checked your work, or actually showed your work, excuse me. So let me go back to teacher view here and to the main page. And let me pause because I've said a lot so far. Okay, so questions to the class here. Anybody have something on your mind in respect to what I've said so far? Because we're learning how to handle the online process, and today you'll have your first experience submitting your work as a PDF from your workbook. Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. I'm looking at, when I look up to the upper left, I've got you guys on my big screen monitor. I have dual monitors, and there's a lot of people that don't have your videos on. I would highly suggest you do. I found last year in the Google Classrooms, when we ended the year last year, that a lot of people were pretty much absent, and that's going to be apparent pretty soon. So that's not good. Make sure you're present behind your computer and you're working with me. Not only that, it's more fun looking at your faces, by the way. All right, so let's go right into your homework here. Let me open it up. So this is what section 1.1 looks like here. And like I said, the answers are provided but you have to show your work and justify your work to get any credit. So let's go through a few of these together. And let's start the course. Here we go. So let's start
For the
with
ones
number
that don't
4.
really have,
Say again?
for the ones that like don't need really like any explanation, like what's the median, like we can just put the answer, right?
Well, not necessarily. There's something to do before the median. Like, what do you have to do before you find the median? When you have a like a say again?
I put them in order at the beginning.
Okay, well then if that's the case, then you showed it.
Sometimes
So
that
if you
helps.
yeah, so if you already ordered them, you're all good. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to put my computer down here and get ready. You guys need to get your calculators ready. I'm going to put down my computer so I can actually write on it. Now, you may use, oh, I forgot to say something here. Let me go back here. It's Desmos Scientific. So there's the scientific calculator on Desmos available. So you may use this to do all your calculations if you don't have a T84. I do, so I'm going to be using this if I need it with you guys, although you're going to be helping with the calculations. So either Desmos or a scientific calculator, make sure that's accessible. Hey, give me some feedback before we begin. So I'm looking at you guys right now. Who has Desmos scientific and graphing calculators already downloaded on their phones from last year, like when you were working this with it in Algebra 2? So Elijah, who else has got them downloaded? Only a few people. So you guys, so raise your hand if you got a T84. That's not everybody either. So you got to do one of the above. You either have to download Desmos, which is real simple to do on the App Store because it's free to use it, or you can use your Desmos.com. Just type in Desmos.com and you can use it on your computer. So either one, get ready to participate here, guys, because you're going to be generating the numbers. I'm going to go around sporadically or randomly in the class. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to start off with number 4, and I'm going to pick a few things here to get started here since this is our first lesson, and then we will do a breakout today and have you guys work a little bit in groups, and then we'll come back as a class. All right, but let me lead one just to get started here. So let's read it together here. So in the brochure, AutoNation Career School estimated the average discretionary personal expenses for a student attending to be $28.50. So this is an average or a mean. Okay, Martin is a student and feels that amount is too high. So what did he do? He polled his co-students, his colleagues, and made a list of their actual year expenses, and this is what happened. So the question is, first question, what is the mean? The mean, let's go ahead and outline that or underline that. So what is the mean for these students? Okay, so first of all, we have to understand that mean is another word for average. Okay, and to get the average, okay, as we talked about in the video, which was produced by my colleague Greg Alex here, Mr. Alex, all right, you got to take the sum, all right, and divide by how many you have. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to calculate the sum, which is what everybody should have done. By the way, be honest with me right now, and I know we're getting used to things, so I don't expect 100%. Who attempted 1 through 4 in their workbook? So keep your hands up. I got to look at the screen here. I've got 2 different screens here. So that's about half. Okay. So in the future, after you do your lesson here, you got to attempt whatever was assigned in your workbook. So I always assign a few, and then you come to me and we work on through more, and we do some group work, and and then we finish the rest at home afterwards. Okay, so whether you did this or not, here we go. We're going to participate. We got to get the sum. So we have to add these, add here and here, add all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. So we have 6 values here. We have sum them up. N equals 6. We have 6 values. So it's going to be something divided by 6. So if you haven't worked on it, now's the time to participate. And get started there. So I'm just gonna randomly select some people on my screen up here and get to know you guys. Lillian, we're gonna start off with you. What'd you come up with for the sum?
I can't get Desmos to work, so I'm still trying to work on it.
Okay. Do you have a phone? Okay, so try to download Desmos on your phone. Just go to the App Store as we're doing all this, and then download it and go from there. So Jacqueline, can you help her out? Do you have the sum handy?
For 4A, I got $2,821.43.
Okay, that's the actual average. Go back a step. What'd you get for the actual sum when you added them up?
Oh, no, I did it all on my calculator, so I don't know.
Okay, I need someone to jump in because you got to write this stuff out to step it out and justify your work. So Jonathan, what do you have?
19,750.
There we go. And then we have divided by 6. And Jacqueline, you were right on the end result though. So the average or the mean of the expenses is $2,821.43. So let's write something down at the top in big, bold, and red, okay? You have to justify, okay, your results. Okay, what does that mean? It means that, it means you have to show all steps, okay?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said when you were finding the sum, you put it over 6.
Mm-hmm.
Will you like take?
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't count correctly. There's 7 values. Is that what you're bringing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering why I got a different answer.
No. I don't know why I said 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values. So n is 7, and then so we have to divide it by 7. So who just spoke up? Let me know who you are.
Jaron.
Okay, Jaron. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, I just that was a mistake. It's divided by 7. We got 7 values. Okay. How does this average compare with the original estimate? The original estimate was $28.50. All right. Martin thought that was too high. The actual algebra is $28.21 and 43 cents. All right. So how does that compare? So Matthew, what do you think, bud?
It was almost spot on. It was only off by like $30.
Was it a little bit low or a little high?
Oh, it was a little bit lower. Or no, that one's a little bit higher. My bad.
Okay, so the estimate was a little bit higher, or the actual is a little bit lower. However you want to say it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the estimate. This is slightly lower. This right here compared to the estimate. This is the estimate. It's slightly lower. So you're right on there. So it's slightly lower than the original estimate, okay? By about, 20, 28, 27, 28 bucks, okay? And then, so what would Martin's actual personal expenses for the school year be? So that his amount and his co-students amounts together would average $28.50. See, he's not part of the mix here, but if you put Martin into the mix, you increase the number of students from 7 to 8. So let's say that we don't know what Martin is. So let's say that X is equal to Martin's expenses. Whatever you don't typically know, you assign it a variable. Okay, so Martin's personal expenses. So if you put Martin or add Martin to the group, you don't have 7 people, you have 8. And now you want to average a $28.50. So what does his expenses have to be in order to get that kind of average? How would you set that up? This goes out to the class now, so start thinking. Because we need to, obviously set up a simple equation dealing with the average and solve that equation so we can figure out what does his expenses have to be. Start thinking, how do you calculate an average? A big hint here. How do you calculate an average for 8 people? Because you have to include Martin, because he wasn't included in the beginning in part A.
Would it be like average is equal to, you know, x plus whatever many other numbers you had, trying to find the regular average, I'd say.
So x plus the other 7 values, right?
Mhm.
Divided by what?
2. Or divided by 8.
There you go. Okay, so you're on the right track. So to calculate an average with Martin involved, there's 8 people now. So we got to take Martin's expenses and add it to the 7 previously. But guess what? We know what the sum of the 7 previous values is because we calculated it. It was 19,750. That was your total sum. So we can use it down here. So we're going to add in the 7 other people, which is 19,750. And we're going to divide it by, help me out.
8.
Yeah, we got it. Now we have 8 people because now we bring in Martin and we want an average of 2850. So the question is, what should Martin's expense be? How do you solve that? So now here comes the mathematics. So how do you solve that equation, guys?
Do you remove x and then yeah, do you remove x and then divide and then add x to whatever's left or something?
Hmm.
You multiply the 8 to both sides.
Do
There.
you isolate x by multiplying both sides by 8 and then subtracting 19,750 on both sides?
that was pretty well stated, but there were a few people that stated that. Very good. So yes, we're going to multiply both sides by 8. Very good, you guys. So these simplify here, and we're going to bring it over here now, so I have a little bit more room. So we have x plus 19,750 is equal to whatever 8 times 2850 is. I need some help now, guys. Start computing.
22,800.
There you go. So 22,800. Now, like she said, you got to subtract 19,750 and you get Martin's expense. So what would that be?
Wouldn't it be 3,050?
There you go. So Martin's expense it's got to be a little bit higher than the other ones to make this happen. So this is Martin's personal expense. Now, as we go through a bunch of examples, throughout the year, in each class session here with you guys, if you want me to go over something again, rephrase something, or repeat something, by all means, speak up. I know it's difficult behind, on this online platform. It's also sometimes difficult to keep up with calculator work, taking notes, working and everything. So if you miss something, you want me to repeat something, you just got to turn on your mic and interact with me and let me know. All right, so keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to transition here to let's go to the next page, to number 9, 10, and 11. So like I said, this is what I'm usually going to do throughout the year. I'm going to assign a few of the questions for homework to do before the lesson. And when we get together, I will obviously practice with you guys. We'll do a little group work. And then at the end of the class, if there's still a little bit more to do, then you guys just finish it at home and then submit later on that night. Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, so for these, as we're working on them, I just don't know if I'm supposed to use the red ink or just a pencil.
Oh, do it in pencil, and then you can do the highlights in red, like I do. Like I put usually the highlights in red, but I usually black and blue mostly, just because it's easier, and then put all the important stuff in red. So it's totally up to you. You guys figure that out. And then obviously do your corrections in red too. Okay, so let's talk about summation notation, because in the video they talked about that too. So let's read the problem first so we can see what in the world's going on. Janet attends State University and lives in an on-campus dorm suite with 5 friends. Woo. Okay, so they share the cost of monthly upgraded cable bills. Well, first of all, this data is on monthly upgraded cable bills. So we now know what the numbers mean. Below is a listing of the bills in our freshman year. So it's in our first year of college from September through May. It's like a school year, an academic year versus like a regular year. Okay, so number 9, round the following value to the nearest dollar. So it tells you how to round. So the nearest dollar means the nearest whole number. So what we have to understand is that this summation from 1 to 9, this is your sum. So this is what we were talking about in the lesson. This is the sum of the first 9 terms. So sum of first 9 terms. That's what that means. All right, sigma is a symbol in mathematics that's used all over the place for a summation. All right, and when you go from I equals 1 to 9, you start at the first term and go to the 9th term. So that's first term is x1, that's your first. And then your 9th term is right here at x sub 9, which is 67 in May. So that's your 9th month. All right, and then you're gonna multiply by 1/9. So really what we're doing is we're finding the mean. Okay, so let's outline that. So we're trying to find the mean. So when you take the sum and divide it by 9, you get a mean. So it's the sum divided by 9. So what we need to do is figure out a sum first, and this is where you guys come in. Okay, I'm not gonna write all this out. We just need to get a sum. So take your values, 65, 70, 84, and so on, from September all the way through May. Everybody get to work and come up with a sum.
648.
Whoa, that was fast. Who was that?
Hi.
Okay, so, all right, no, that was good. So here we go, so 648. So the sum is 648. We're gonna add all those values up. To calculate the mean or the average, mean the same thing. All right, we got to divide by how many values you have. And so, 648 divided by 9. Peyton, what'd you get? Oh, your mic's not working, Peyton, so you might have to use the chat, but that's okay. Check your mic function, because it's not working too hot. You can always put answers in the chat if that's the case. I'll keep them up here. Okay, thank you, Peyton. Okay, so 72. So you guys read your chat too as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Ashlyn, I didn't see your question from earlier. I'll keep checking the chat more often. So we got 78 here. So it's $78 for an average cable bill for the freshman year. So, I kind of give that away there. So in the next part here, it says interpret. You got to interpret the answer, which is 72, in the context of the problem. So since we calculated a mean or an average, all right, and these are all cable bills, then the interpretation would be that. So it's the average. All right, so average monthly cable bill, all right, which is 72 bucks. Whoops, not 75, but 72. All right, during freshman year. A lot of the questions are interpretation questions. So after you calculate, you got to interpret. What in the world do they mean? Okay. You guys speak up if we have questions as you go. Don't be a quiet class, okay? Interact if you like. And I know we're at the end of the day, and I know it's difficult. Jacqueline, hang in there, because it's tough. This online process of going through 3 1.5 to 2 hour sessions a day is not going to be easy. So you guys be strong, okay? You guys got the tough class being the last in the day. So I understand that. So round number 10, round the following value, 1/4 of the summation from 1 to 4 of xi to the nearest dollar. Okay, so this right here, this again is a summation. So this, when you're looking at the sigma notation, it goes from 1 to 4. So you look at I equals 1, that's your start, to 4. So really what we're doing is we're adding the first 4 terms. That's the interpretation of it. So this right here is the first, or the sum of the first 4 terms. So you have to understand what it means. Sum of first 4 terms. That's what a summation is all about. And then if you're taking 1/4 of it, you're dividing by 4. So what you're doing is you're finding the average of the first 4 months, basically. So I'm talking about right here, these months. So let's focus in on that table there. So the mean of the first 4 months. So we're going to take our sum and divide it by 4. So we need a sum. So that's where you guys come in. All right, we got it.
295.
295.
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody agree with that? So something help me out. 295. So Elijah, you agree? Okay, very good. So 295. Let's divide that by 4. Got to turn off these notifications here. Sorry about that, guys. What's 295 divided by 4?
73.75.
I agree with both of you. Okay, very good. So 73.75. Now it says, let's read the directions here. Got to round to the nearest dollar. So what is that approximately equal to?
73.8.
That's rounded to the nearest tenth. Round to the nearest dollar number. There you go. Very good. Okay, so that's the average of the first 4 months. Oh shoot, I keep giving away the answers here, guys. That's that's the interpretation. I apologize. It kind of comes out naturally here. So this is the average. $74 is equal to the average monthly cable bill. I got to stop giving this out. So monthly cable bill, all right, for the first 4 months. First 4 months. Okay. All right, let's pause here. Ask questions if needed. We got one more actually. Okay. So let's take a look at the next one. The next one we have to write a summation. Ooh, okay. So we have to write a summation here for the second semester, beginning with February, to determine the average, to determine the semester average, excuse me, rounded to the nearest dollar. Okay, so we're going to start at February. So let's go up here to the top up here. Now we're looking at this one here. So this is number 11. So look here, starting in February. So everybody show me on your fingers, how many months are we dealing with right there? On your fingers, please. There you go. That's who's paying attention. All right, you were dealing with 4 months only, from February to May. So how do we set up it says sigma notation for the mean. So let's do that. X bar, which is the mean. How would you set that up? How would you write it using sigma notation, and then we'll find it afterwards? Need a volunteer. By the way, the more you volunteer, the more I get to know you, number one, and the more I can really easily assess you later on in the year when I give you your overall grades. And so the more you participate and really interact, the more I know how you're understanding the material. So talk to me, guys. Who would like to give it a shot? I need a volunteer here.
Okay, I'll go.
Go for it.
Okay, so I started with writing the sigma little symbol.
Okay, go ahead.
And then on the left of it, I put 6/9 because you're going from the 6th month of February to May, which is the 9th month. And then I put on top, I put 6. And then on the bottom, I put I is equal to 6. And then on the right, I put X, and then under that, I put 6, because that's what the I was.
Okay, well, this is always going to be, look at the screen, Matthew. So it's always going to be XI. So our start is from the 6th month, and then we're going to the 9th month. So it's going to be from I equals 6 to 9. So we start at the 6th month. This is your start. And then we end at the 9th month. Was that what you're kind of describing right there?
Yeah.
Okay, now, to get the mean, what do we have to divide it by?
You have to divide it by 4.
So instead of doing this right here, you know, divide by 4, how else can we write it? What do you multiply it by in the front? What fraction?
Oh, 6/9. That's what I said before at the start. I kind of like just went really fast through
Oh, well, when you divide something, you want to divide by the number of months. So look up at the table here. How many months are there from February to May?
There's 4.
Right. So you could write it like this if you like, or you can take 1/4 of it this way. Not 6/9, but 1/4.
Oh, okay.
So modify your sigma. Okay. So go from I equals 6 to 9.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I just didn't. Oh, yeah. I didn't simplify. Yeah. Oh, I
Okay.
got that. Yeah.
So we need to get a sum and divide it by 4. So you guys help me out. Let's take a look at these values in green right here. Would you guys give me a sum? And this goes out to anybody. Someone else jump in.
It's 303.
There you go. There you go. So we got to take 303 divided by 4 to get the mean for the first or for the last semester or the second semester. So I need someone else to jump in. What's the?
It's 75, but I round it to 76
There you go. And why'd you round it?
because it says round it to the nearest dollar.
I agree with that. Okay, so the average for the last semester or for the second semester, this is semester number 2, all right, is $76. Okay. So before we jump into a little group work here, so you guys can see it, do we have any questions on what we've covered so far? Don't hesitate to ask. If there's anything that you want me to repeat or go over again, you gotta let me know. That's part of your responsibility over there, being on your side, being a student, is you gotta let me know where you need help or you want me to re-explain things.
I got one thing.
Go ahead.
Over in the same question, like number 11. Up top, you got the 4. Is that just from the 4 months?
Are you talking about in number 11, the 1/4 or divided by 4?
No. Right above the sigma symbol, there's a 4, or at least I believe that's a 4.
Oh no, it's from 6 to 9. In respect to number 11, we're going from the 6th month to the 9th month. So I starts at 6 and it goes to 9.
Oh, okay.
Look right here. You see what I'm referring to here?
Mm-hmm.
So on number 11, you start at the 6th month and then you end at the 9th month. So you always put the starting value underneath the sigma and then the ending number on the top of the sigma. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Did I answer your question though?
Yeah. At first I thought it was a 4.
Oh, it's a 9.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good question. Anybody else? Okay.
What was the I equals 6 under the sigma?
Oh, okay. It begins in February. So look at the table. Let's go back. Yeah. So look at the table up top, and under February is X sub 6. So look right here. And so because it's the 6th month, you got to start the sigma at I equals 6 and then end it with the 9th month here. So this is February is the start, and then May is the end month. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're getting used to things. This is our first real week of class in school this year, and I don't know what you guys whether you covered sigma or summations in your previous courses or not. So don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions. I'm here to explain things in real detail, and then more questions that you guys ask, usually the class really benefits, and one person helps a lot of people when they ask their questions. So keep it up, guys. Keep it up. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. What we're going to do is let's go back, and we're going to do some group work right now. I'm going to put you in a breakout on numbers 5 through 8. So we're going to go here. We're going to do this in the breakout. You don't know who you're going to be with, but you're going to be working with, either a group of 3 or a group of 4. And I'm going to give you at least 10 minutes. I want to increase it to 12 minutes. I don't know how long this is going to take you, but you guys are going to be working on 5 through 8. And then we're going to come back to the classroom, the main classroom, which is this right here. And I'm going to go around the room and I'm going to ask you guys for your results. So when you're in your breakout rooms, guys, it's very important that you communicate well. If you have to use the chat feature, use it, especially if you don't have your audio working or something like that. But as you do this, you have to check your sums, check your totals, and then communicate. And the better you guys communicate, not only do you do better, but you're also going to finish sooner. So let's develop good group dynamics when I put you in there. Any questions before I put you in breakout rooms? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing then. So let's see here. We have 36 people. 36 divided by 4 is 9. We need 9 breakout rooms. Okay, I'm going to increase it to 12 minutes because I think it's going to take you close to that. Now, when you're in your breakout rooms, everybody, you have the opportunity to ask questions for me. So you can request me to come into your breakout room. So as you do that, if you have questions that the group cannot answer, invite me into your breakout room, call for me. I will join your breakout room and assist in any way that you guys need. All right, so 1, 2, 3, here we go, breakout. So, Michael, can you hear me? You're not in a breakout room for some reason. Wonder what happened here. Oh, it's not letting you join.
It's showing the notification, but it's taking a second to join it.
Okay, you should be in breakout room number 6, so hopefully it shifts you in there. Yeah, just go ahead and work on that. There you go. Okay, let's get ready to summarize here. So I'm going to share my screen again as everybody comes back. And you guys get ready to share all your results with the class here. Dun, 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 because that's what we do. Let me just adjust my window so I can see all your good smiles here. Dun, dun. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going to put down my computer so we can summarize and go for it. We'll just go around the class a little bit here. Xavier, let me start off with you here. So turn on your mic, please. and you can tell me what you and your group came up with here on the number 5. So we wanted to find the mean cell phone bill, so X bar. So we need to figure out the mean cell phone bill for, the entire year. So for all 12 months. So how'd you set that up?
So since it's the whole year, you do 12. That's what you divide by.
Okay.
And then for above the sigma, you do 12.
Okay, so it's going to be 1/12 of the sum from I equals 1 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Xi. So that's a sum divided by 12. So what'd you calculate for your sum?
For the sum, I didn't write the sum down, but I have the mean.
Okay, then hang on. Someone else turn your mic and give me a sum. I need a sum of all 12 values. Say it again.
1001.
There you go. Okay, so 1001, and then go ahead and take over again. And we got to take that, divide by 12 to get a mean for the entire year.
I got 83.42.
There you go. Very good. So $83.42, rounded to the nearest cent. So let's underline that. Nearest cent means nearest hundredth, by the way, if you didn't know. When you're talking about money, you usually round it to the nearest hundredth because we have 100 cents per dollar. So nearest hundredth. Okay. And as we go through this here and summarize the results, everybody, if you have questions, speak up, okay? Don't be quiet. Get used to getting involved here and hang in there. All right, so number 6, write a formula, again, sigma notation here for the mean cell phone bill for the last 6 months. Ooh, last 6 months. All right, so last 6 months. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're talking about here. Okay, last 6 months. Okay, so I need let's jump around the classroom. Let me see who else is looking studious out there, looking sharp. Okay, let's see. Charlize, that's a cool name. Charlize, can you help me out with this one? How'd you set the mean on this one up?
Okay, so I did I did 1/6.
Okay, keep going. I'm just going to interpret as you speak. So 1/6 times what sum? How'd you set up the summation from what to what?
Like what's on top and stuff.
Well, you always start at the bottom, so go tell me from the start to finish, start to end. So we're talking about the 7th month in July to the 12th month in December. So take a look at that. That'll tell you how to set up your sigma.
I just put I equals 7.
Yeah, there you go. So I equals 7 to what?
To 6, like on the top. Is that what I'm saying?
What month is December?
The 12.
There you go. So let's go from 7 to 12. The number on top, the end number, has to be greater than the start number in the bottom.
Okay, got it.
Okay. There are 6 values or 6 months. That's your end value. N equals 6. That's this number here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're doing well. So did you and your group come up with a sum?
Yeah, I got 490.
So you got 490 divided by 6. What'd you get for your mean?
I got 81.67.
You're awesome. Thank you. Very good. Thank you very much. All right, number 7. Write a formula for the mean cell phone bill from March to September. So let's March through September. So that's different. Okay, so in blue. Okay, so notice what I'm doing here. I'm just focusing in on parts of the table here to work on each problem. And so I'm using highlighters and colors to help me focus in on the right thing. So we can, get some good values here. All right, so let's see. Elijah, can you tell me how your group set this one up?
Are you talking about 7, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So for the sigma notation, we did 1/7 then next to that was the 9 over sigma, and then I equals 3, if that makes sense. I'm not really sure how to like say all of it, but that's kind of what we got.
So sigma stands for a sum. So let me just help you out a little bit. So if I was going to say this, let me just put the numbers in. I'm talking about from the 3rd month to the ninth month. So 1/7 times the sum from 3 to 9. So so this is the start, and this is the end. So I always go from start to end. So I say 1/7 times the sum from 3 to 9, and then you got to have xi, which are your terms. So
okay, cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What'd you get for your sum on this one?
All right, for our sum, we got 596, and then we put that over the 7.
And what'd you get for the mean?
$85.14.
Very good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. And the last one here, write signal notation for the mean of the formula for the mean for the 3 consecutive month period. So that's important. That would have the highest mean of the year. That's important too. Highest, not lowest. And they have to be consecutive, one right after the other. For example, January, February, March are consecutive, but they don't contain the 3 highest values. So what months contain the 3 highest values consecutively? So what month should we focus in on? Let me take a volunteer here. Someone that hasn't spoke up already.
May through July.
May through July? Okay, let's take a look at that. So I'm going to switch colors here. So May through July. Okay, so looking green. So May is $95, June 87, July 90, and those values look like they're higher than all the other values. So I think that's a great start. Can you continue on that?
Yes. So for the notation, we did 1/3.
Okay.
And then we did 5 to 7.
So let me interpret as you speak. So 1/3 times the sum from I equals, what'd you say, from what to what?
5 to 7.
Good, because it's the 5th month through the 7th month. So from 5 to 7 of xi. So what we have to take that sum and we have to divide it by 3. So what'd you get for your sum on that one?
272.
And when you divide it by 3, what'd you guys come up with?
$90.67.
Very good. And there we go. And that would be the mean, the highest mean, okay, of 3 consecutive months. All right. Wow, that was a lot. Okay, let's pause. Yeah, go ahead.
Our group did it anyway, but the instructions didn't say to solve it on number 8.
Oh.
So when we went to check our work, it didn't have it in the book.
Oh yeah, you know what? I got a little. We got a little happy here, and we just went for it. So you're right. It just says write the formula. So this would be sufficient right here that I'm boxing right here. And then if they did ask you, that's how you would calculate it. But good point. That wasn't asked for, but we got a little bit excited and we went for it anyways. But you're good. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, so let's see what we've covered so far. So we started with number 4. We covered that. Then we went to number 10, 9, 10, and 11. Covered that. Okay, and then you guys should have done 1 through 4 on your own. If you haven't done that, then you need to still continue doing that. We're skipping this one here, so let's make a little note on number 12. Just write down skip. The reason for that is because it typically students have a hard time with all the different shadings, and so it becomes a nightmare. So just skip number 12, and then number 13. This is going to be tonight. So tonight you're going to need to finish your work here. So finish. tonight, or actually right after the class ends. I'm going to end early here, guys, and give you some time. You're going to finish on your own with number 13, and then you're going to scan, all right, and upload, all right, to Canvas. So what you need to do is learn how to do that, and I talked about that in the beginning of class. So before I let you guys go for the day, does anybody have any questions on the scanning and uploading? Because that's an important aspect. That's how I'm going to take a look on Canvas to your work.
We have to do that through 1 through 4 too, right?
Yeah, so what you're going to do with the Adobe Scan, let me go back here to the beginning, okay? So this is like 5 pages worth. With exception of number 12, you don't have to scan that. So maybe 4 pages. So you do all your work from 1 through 4. This right here, you work on it if you haven't done so already, and check your work. So that's page 1. Page 2 is all this. It should be already complete because we just did all this together. Scan, this is the next page. Scan this one. Don't scan number 12. And then when you're done with number 13, scan this. And what happens on the Adobe Scan or the Cam Scanner is that you're going to be taking pictures of it, but the app converts it to only one file, which is the nice part. You're not going to have multiple files. You're only going to have one. When you sync it to your Google Drive or your Dropbox, or you can send it to yourself via email, you can do anything you want. There's many different ways you can do it. I like the syncing to the Dropbox in Google because it automatically just shows up on my computer. Once it's on your computer, you put it in your folder that you create. Remember I told you in the beginning of the class to create your own folder, call it Financial Algebra. Inside of it, make subfolders for chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Obviously put all this in your chapter 1 folder. And then you can easily access it at any time and upload it from your computer to Canvas. So if that's clear to you guys, give me a thumbs up if you know what to do. I'm taking a look at the screen right now. Are you? You haven't looked at it all, you guys. Okay. Any other questions here before I let you go?
I have a question on number 3, C.
Yeah, okay. So let me go back here. Everybody, let's go back to 3C. Okay, I'm ready for your question. Go ahead. Did you do parts A and B?
I did parts A and B, but I don't know how to do C.
Okay, so let's see, let's read it here. So from January to February, the second year, there was a 0.2% change of disposable income reported. If the amount was $12.43 billion, what would the February amount be if there's a 2% change or 0.2% change? So what you have to do is you have to calculate 0.2% of the 0.43. So let's do this together. So here we go. Got to put down my computer a little bit here. So here we go. We need to calculate the amount change. So get ready with your calculators, guys. So we need to change 0.2% to a decimal. So it's 0.2 divided by 100. So you have to shift that decimal 2 places to the left to get 0.002. And when you want to figure out a percent change of something, you multiply. So you got to take 0.002 and multiply it by your amount, which is right here, $12.43 billion. So $12.43 billion. Will you do that for me? Will you calculate that? And just let me know what you get on your calculator there. What's 0.002 times 12.43?
I got 0.02486.
I agree. Let's write that out. So 0.024, 0.02486. Now this is in billions. Okay. This is still a lot of money. Okay, this is January now. So you see right here, this is January. Now it says, what would the February amount be if if there is a 2.2% change, which means you have to add it. So in February, step 2 would be, you have to take this number and add it to the 12.43. So 12.43 plus this number here, 0.02486. And this is in billions, guys. So add those two numbers. I need someone's help. What if you add those two decimals, what do you get? It's going to be 12 point something.
I got 1,243.02 or 0.03.
Are you adding these two here?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Hold on.
Do it again on your calculator. Try it one more time. It's got to be 12 point something. Because this is a decimal right here, the decimals.
I got 12.4586.
12.45. Uh, 12.45. Oh yeah. Okay. This is in billion. Right. This is for not January, but February. It's February.
I got 12.45486.
Oh, I did 4, 5, 8. Oh yeah. Okay, so you're right. 0.45486. There we go. Okay, so let me go back to the beginning. So did I answer your question on number 3 then? Okay. Jacqueline, that was you, right?
Yeah, well, I got it. Thank you.
Oh, you bet. Okay. So this is how the class runs, guys. I ask you guys to watch the video and try a few problems. You come to class and we do some major work together. And then we do a little breakout during the time. And then whatever we don't finish, like we didn't finish number 13, then you finish on your own. And then after you do, you scan and upload, and then you're good to go. And if I give you the extra time, I highly suggest that you bust it out during the block hour, the 2:30 mark. And then that way the weight is taken off your shoulders. You don't have to worry about the class anymore. You completed your goals. And then you can concentrate on, whatever else you have to do. So are there any questions before you go?
Can I see number 8, please?
Sure. Since you asked so nicely, sure. You bet. So number 8. Do you have a question on number 8 while you're taking a look at it? Turn on your mic if you want to talk to me here.
I don't get like where you put like the 4 on top and then the I equals something.
Now, are you talking about number 8?
Yeah.
Okay, so so look at we're trying to find the mean for the 3 consecutive month period with the highest mean in the year. So if you look in the table in green, okay, in the green highlight, those 3 months, May, June, and July, those 3 months have the highest cell phone bill. So it's going to give us the highest monthly consecutive average for those 3 months. So since we're dealing with 3 months, May, June, and July, that's where this 3 comes from. Well, the May is the 5th month. So we start at month 5. So this is your start number. And then it ends in the 7th month in July. So this is your end number here. So you start in the 5th month and you end in the 7th month. Damien, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Okay. Anything else while we're here? Okay. Anybody else have a question? Okay. then let me stop presenting. You guys go ahead and continue working on number 13 and then go ahead and scan and upload. If you have questions, obviously get a hold of me through Remind. I have, every day this last 2 weeks, people have been sending me private messages asking for things, verifying things. So don't hesitate to message me anytime through Remind. And if you need any help on anything, if you have any questions, clarification, I've even met with students privately doing the private Zooms after hours just for some additional help because kids have needed it. So don't hesitate to ask for help. I'm here for you anytime, even in the evening. We can always do a Zoom call and I can assist you in any way that I can. And if I can't for some reason, because I'm a family man, I got a family too, then I'll arrange a time with you. But I'll do whatever I can to help you guys out. Okay, so give me a smile. Okay, it was good working with you guys. You guys are free to go. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next meeting, which I believe is on Thursday. Okay, so take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye now, guys.
I know you just explained it to him, but I missed I think the last part of it. But for number 8, on why there was a 4 above the sum symbol, the sigma symbol.
Okay, so
I know you already explained it. My bad. I was.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So do you see the screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about number 8, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me read the question again. So number 8, what we want to do is write a formula using sigma for a 3 consecutive month period that would have the highest, okay, the highest mean of the year. So we look at the table, you start scanning from left to right from January all the way to December, and the 3 consecutive months that look like they could possibly have the highest average or the highest mean.
July, right?
Yeah, May, June, and July, they have the biggest numbers, right? 95, 87, 90, those are bigger than the other numbers. So what we're doing is we're looking in here and we are using it down here. So there are 3 months, so it's 1/3. 1 divided by 3 is 1/3. Because it's the sum divided by 3, there is 3 months here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand where the 3 is coming from?
Yeah, I understand where the 3 is coming from. I just.
Now, what month is, go in the chart, what month is May?
It's the 5th month?
Yeah, look underneath the word May, it says X of 5. Do you see that? So X of 5, that's a subscript. That's just a symbol for the 5th month. And then June is X of 6 or the 6th month. July is X of 7 or the 7th month. And so we're going from the 5th month to the 7th month, and that's where these numbers are coming from in the sigma notation.
Mm-hmm.
So the starting month is 5. So we go from I equals 5 to 7, which is the 7th month, because July is the 7th month. Does that make sense?
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, thank you.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? You did the right thing to stick around, Michael. I'm proud of you. Whenever you need more discussion on it, or if you want to review something or go over something, don't hesitate to stick around and I'll work with you. Sound good?
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Well, listen, you have a good day. Finish up number 13 and remember to scan and upload to the Canvas, okay?
Okay. So is number 3 only number 13?
Well, it's 1 through 13. The only one we skipped is number 12. So you got to make sure you did your 1, 2, and 3 as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right, bud. You're welcome. I'll see you soon. Okay, I'll see you in a couple days.
See you, boys.
All right, man. See ya.